Don't miss any content. Don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell.
Hey guys, welcome back to Sahara Football. As usual, I am your host, Selassie Fiawe. Today we're going to talk about the German Bundesliga. We all know what is happening across the world. The coronavirus pandemic has caused a shift in the dynamics of everything we are used to doing in this world, and things are not going to be the same for a long while until at least a vaccine or a cure is found for this virus. However, our sporting games, March 11th was the last time a game was played, and it was between Atletico Madrid and Liverpool in the Champions League. After that game, football was cancelled and suspended across the European continent because the virus was spreading thick and fast and affecting and killing people. So the game has changed drastically. The way we play football was bound to change because there's something that has now come called social distancing, meaning you have to be 1.5 meters away from the closest person to you, and that is a sure way of reducing the spread of the COVID-19. And based on that, it's been almost 3 months that we have kicked the ball, and German Bundesliga is looking to get back on track with their season. Belgium, France, and others have cancelled their leagues, but it looks like the German Bundesliga have a plan in place to resume their season. I'll be taking you through the specifics of their plans in place, and let me know your thoughts on that in the comments box. I'll also be criticizing it and seeing if it is feasible and if it's not too risky for the players. As usual, if you're new to the channel, I advise you to subscribe to the channel and to click on the notification bell to get more updates. So we all know coronavirus, what it has done to the world. Wherever you are across the world, one way or another, it has changed the way we do things. Players will no longer be taking group photographs. That's one of the things that has changed about playing football. Football, as we all know, is a contact sport, and the way the virus spread, droplet if an infected person or contaminated surface, a contact with a contaminated surface, and it looks like COVID-19 is going to change the dynamics of the whole game. Ideally, no football should have started until we have a vaccine or a cure, but waiting for that long, the financial ramifications for the clubs is going to be really something that will take a long while for them to overcome. Based on that, the German Bundesliga has come out with some guidelines that will help them finish their current season. I'll be taking you through that, and we'll be looking at it step by step. Now, first of all, it says matches will be played behind closed doors. That's good, but except that if a player in the team has the virus, there will be contact during a game, and that could throw all of this match behind closed doors into the gutter. Also, what are football matches without fans? Though it has been played before, football matches without fans is never the same. No more than 322 people will be allowed inside each ground, and that goes to throw behind closed doors into the gutter. This, I'm sure, will include match officials, cameramen, and also team members, teams, technical staff, and all that. I don't know if some number of fans will be allowed inside the stadium. I'm yet to get some clarity on that. So the camera crew, officials, and the team members possibly will make up the 322. As to whether fans will be included is another matter. Teams will arrive separately to avoid unnecessary contact, and this is where the problem begins from. Teams arriving separately will prevent them from having contact, and they will have to distance themselves in the dressing room, keeping a distance of 1.5 meters away from each other. This will all be basically useless immediately they get onto the pitch. Germany think they have a lid on the issue, and these are the measures they have put in place. Teams will arrive separately, which will be thrown into the gutter to avoid unnecessary contact and be 1.5 meters away from each other in the dressing room. All this will be thrown into the gutter when they go onto the pitch of play. That means that 1.5 meters apart in the changing room. Now, squad will go through the tunnel separately. All this will be nullified when the two teams have contact on the pitch. and the pre-match handshakes and photos aren't allowed. Players will also be tested once a week, and this is the part I love so much. Players will be tested once a week. That is very important. One of the problems we noticed about the COVID-19 is the issue with testing. Testing wasn't being done. The World Health Organization advocated for more testing to be done, and most of the countries are now looking into enhancing or improving their testing methods. And Germany, I think, they, according to them, have the necessary testing kits to make that possible. Only players with 2 consecutive negative tests will be allowed to play. So if a substantial number of people in the squad don't test negative twice, what happens then? It's all conjecture now. We have to see how this implementation will go, and we'll see how things are. We are hoping for the best, not hoping for things to go south, but these are questions we need to ask. It is a risk the German Bundesliga is taking, but a risk someone had to take eventually, and they are offering themselves for that. If a player tests positive, clubs do not have to inform the press, and this is another issue I have here. Why don't you inform the press? Why is the press not informed? Why do you keep things under the lid? I don't know why the press are not supposed to be informed here. Maybe there's a reasoning behind it. I am not aware. Probably the press will make a mountain out of a molehill. But trust me, announcing that a player or someone who is a public figure has COVID-19 is not making a mountain of a molehill. It also actually makes the awareness more serious. There are still people here in Ghana who don't believe COVID-19 exists. There are still people here across the world who don't believe COVID-19 actually exists. Seeing that people who they know have it, or people who they look up to, are coming out to tell them that they have the virus and that it is real, is a form of awareness. But I'm not wishing for any player to have it, but it is a risk, and it's likely it can be contracted. Also, another thing is that, will the players be allowed to go home? Because for all you know, the threat might be at home, and someone at home might be the one who would give it to them. All these are issues that I'm sure they will iron out in the end, but there are questions I have. I'm sure you also have your reservations about these steps the Bundesliga is taking. And the rest of the squad will not be sent into quarantine if someone tests positive. Wow, that's quite interesting. The rest of the squad will not be sent to quarantine. Why would you do that? I don't get why, the reasoning behind that one though. If a player tests positive, it means that he was in contact with his teammates and they would need to isolate. I think that's the protocol. I might be mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the appropriate protocol. And it's quite interesting that the Bundesliga have decided that if a player tests positive, they will not be quarantined. The rest of the team will not be quarantined and isolated or whatever. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box. A radical change has to come out of this. It's going to come out of this. How we play our football will no longer be the same. I'm hearing there will be no goal celebrations anymore. How can you even control that? Scoring a last goal, a winning goal in the dying embers of a game. How do you control such emotions? Wow, this I'm looking forward to see how it will be implemented. Swapping of shirts is something obviously that will be cancelled. As I said, taking of pictures and everything will be cancelled. Now, another thing I think the German Bundesliga did not consider is if we are maintaining social distancing, those on the bench, they have to maintain that distance between them, and a redesign of the substitute bench will be in order, I think. Yeah, so that has been it for today, guys. I've been looking at the German Bundesliga's plan to bring back football to the world. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box. Obviously, the DFB president has said they can't maintain social distancing on the pitch, but there will be contact, and that will nullify all the measures that are taken. But as I said, someone had to take this risk and try the new normal of sorts and see how it goes. If they are successful, many teams will have a template on which to base their next course of action for their season. England are thinking of going to Australia to finish the season. So many conjectures there from all the other leagues. La Liga came back to training, players came back to training yesterday. How do you think these guidelines from the German Bundesliga will help reduce the spread of COVID-19 and the infection rate? Let me know your thoughts on these measures in the comments box. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy your day.